Hey guys, Miss Michelle Fixit, otherwise known as Michelle Fixit. Uh, waiting. Well, today is technically June the 6th, 2023. It's the wee hours of the morning because I'm a night owl. I wait until everyone's asleep and then I do stuff. And you guys are like in my book bag. I have a gray book bag that I carry around, and then you're like kind of propped up on the Instacrate that has a label for returns, like Home Depot returns. And you guys are going to spectate while I get logged in with Square because I'm trying to bang out my monthly obligations. And so I do the sales tax for a business that's in Mississippi and is affiliated with my daddy cat dog, who I love very much. And Square, for whatever reason, does not want to be functional at this time. And so it's like sitting here with its little loop-de-loop thing. And so if I can make it where there's no personally identifying information, then I will let you guys have little peeks at the screen. If not, then I will give you an auditory on how to do sales tax in the state of Mississippi. This month is going to be kind of weird though, because they actually have a fair amount of consumers that. Sorry, it finally popped up and it has a little big black rectangle. It's like Square Savings automatically set aside a fixed percentage of your daily card sales, whether it's 1% or 20%, and we'll make sure it moves right into your account. So I'm good. I don't need that. I'm going to say bye-byes to you. Little pop-up that stole the show. Anyways, so they have some consumers that are sales exempt. And so if you guys don't know what sales exemption is, it's basically, specifically with the state of Mississippi, they have a tiering system where you're not getting double taxed on things. So that facility is a mechanic shop. And so they are sales exempt whenever they make purchases from AutoZone or Advance or O'Reilly's or 1-800-Radiator.com, like all these different entities, all these other businesses. So when they have to purchase parts, they do not pay taxes on those parts because they are not the end of the sales chain. The consumer that gets the repairs made at their facility is the end of the sales chain. So say, there's someone that needs a compressor for their vehicle. And so they'll go to AutoZone, they'll get the compressor. They don't pay the sales tax for Mississippi, so AutoZone does not make a collection off of those sales tax. And then there's a sales exempt certificate number for each business or each entity that is not the end of the sales chain, the final consumer. So then with that particular situation, the consumer would then get taxed for the parts and for the services related to the parts. And so they would pay the taxes for that, and that's how the state of Mississippi would get their sales tax. So the curveball, because like that's how it's been for all the consumers, the curveball is now they have like dealerships that have their own sales exemptions. So now the shop is kind of turning into the AutoZone, except it's a mom and pop shop. It's a very small business. And so now it's, okay, dealership, ABC dealership, you have to provide us with your sales exempt certificate. And then we have to make sure that if we have multiple transactions, we have to put all that together. And then we have to file sales exemption with the state of Mississippi saying, hey, this is not the end consumer in this chain. Here's their sales exempt thing. And it all has to be manually inputted in. And that gets to be my job. So I am going to, because normally I just do screenshots and stuff. And excuse me, sorry, didn't mean to get in your face. So Crazy Cat Lady's little notepad that I'm supposed to be giving her, I'm borrowing that for this. So what my job is, and we'll see how this organizes on Square. I'm already like 5 minutes in. Is I am now set up on Square, And so normally what I would do is I would go over and just to let you guys know, because it has like their name and stuff on it, and then it has their sales and everything, and I'm not going to be giving personally identifying information. So on the left of the screen, there's 3 little lines, and then it says home, then it has quick access, edit, home, reports, transactions, balance, items, customers, team, accountant settings, orders, and then more from Square. And then the upper panel has the little Square logo, and then it has a search, and then it has the little chat icons, and then it has a bell with a blue thing, which means that there's something there. I'm not going to look at it right now. And then we have the question mark with the circle, and then we have their facility's name, and then it has their facility's name with the down arrow. Welcome back. Go to balances. You're 53% set up. I don't know what else they want us to set up. And then frequent actions: add an item, take a payment, send an invoice. And so on and so forth. And they are starting to use more of the settings that are available on Square. They did start getting a lot of marketing where they were calling and like, hey, we have this place and they want to give us this, and then it's going to charge this. And I'm like, just use Square. Like, it's free for usage. And then, like, because you can use it if you're doing a cash business, it's a great record keeping thing. You can have the app on your phone. You can go to the dashboard. When I've had different businesses, and yes, someone can correct me and tell me that I'm completely wrong and give me the pros and cons of something else, but from my perspective, I think Square is a great resource because they're always trying to rebrand, they're always trying to add things onto it. Their fees are minimal whenever they're giving you additional features like the, setting up better orders or sending invoices and all this other stuff. And then the only time that they collect a fee is, and then they do have it for like manually inputting the information in, or the swipes or the chip readers and stuff like that, and all their software and everything like that, or their tablets or their POS machines, which is point of sale, not POS, like vehicle, haha. All that stuff. I really think they're fair with their pricing and the quality that they put out. And so what I would do in this instance is I just clicked and it didn't work. Square is not being user friendly today, is I go to reports. So what I am going to do, and then like if you click on reports, then it has reports, it has an up down thing. Far left of the screen says sales summary, sales trends, payment methods, item sales, category sales, team sales, labor versus sales, discounts, modifier sales, comps, voids, and you could scroll on. And then it gives me like a breakdown of the peaks and valleys of transactions per day for the entirety of the month. So in this instance, I'm doing the sales tax for the previous month, so it's May 1st, 2023 through May 31st, 2023. And I can see that, like, their most peaked out day is a little over 2K, whereas like some days they just like they're in a valley and they don't have any sales trends. And that's part of Wave 3 management. I could do a whole video on Wave 3 management. If you don't know about it, it's a concept that I've found to be fairly accurate with business stuff. It's like, you either have a wave and a surge of consumers or you have the drawback. And so this does show that methodology. And so basically, and then we have like this other thing that just pops up. Square Savings. You've worked hard on your business and every dollar counts. Put your money to work and earn 10 times the national APY. I don't know what APY is. But basically, probably average per year. I don't know. If you're going to use an acronym, explain what the acronym's for. Anyways, bye-bye, little pop-up. And then it gives us the day of the week, which days they make more money, which days they make less money, all that good stuff, which, they are open, like, I think Monday through Friday, and then Saturday by appointment only. So for me, I would I'm in the reports. It's like every month I'm like, oh, how do I do this again? I need to scroll down. There we go. So I scroll down because normally I use my phone. I don't normally use my laptop, but my 228's broken. My screen's broken. So, and then they have this annoying thing where, like, since I'm in between Maryland and Virginia, and they're in Mississippi, they want to verify my phone like every 30, 60, or 90 days. So then, like, if I try to do it, like, because it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, oh, everybody's asleep, even though they're an hour behind. So then I have to wait until it's during business hours and be like, hey, can you send me the verification code that just came to your shop's phone, because I can't get into this stuff to do your sales taxes, and that's kind of a problem. But on the laptop, I always forget that it doesn't do that. So it is kind of good with that. But the con is, instead of just doing screenshots like I normally do, I have to do stuff like this, which is just really frustrating. We're 10 minutes in, I just ramble. I'm a talker and I'm a long texter. So if you have a problem with that, I'm sorry. It's just like, this is my channel. That's what I'm going to do. So I have their gross sales. I have discounts and comps. So then I note, or do a screenshot normally, their net sales, which they had a really, like, I'm super proud of them. They had a good month. I mean, part of this is going to be parts and services, or labor, but like it looks like a good month. And then I have the taxes that were withheld. And so I make a note, and the nice thing, because I'm like super competitive about numbers and stuff, the nice thing is that if I do this early, the state of Mississippi gives us a discount, so then they get to keep some of their sales tax stuff, which most of the time I get to do it early. And then I'm like, yay, I saved my daddy cat money, my daddy cat dog. And that's how, like, I'm just always excited about stuff, because there's no reason to not be excited about things. So I have their taxes, I have their total sales, which would include the net and the taxes, and then the gross. I have items, service charges. I don't know why they, service charges for the, service charges for the Square processing fees, because you only get processing fees whenever you use credit cards, but it will log cash and checks, and it gives identifiers, and it will let you do invoices, and for all of that, it gets worth it. And I think that I finally did convince them that they needed to charge the convenience fee, because up here, most places, unless they're a really big place, will charge a convenience fee for use either a flat rate or a percentage of what they are getting charged for the transactional fee. And if you have a problem with that, then you need to think about how it impacts your consumer base to, or not your consumer base, but how it would impact your sales if you're a small business starting off, having to pay these fees for the convenience of being able to use cards. Because like, I'm a card user, and like if I have to do an eviction or withholding tenant or any kind of court stuff, then I will happily pay the swipe instead of bringing in cash, which they don't even do cash anymore, or a check, because I have to remember checks. I don't go everywhere with a checkbook. And there are instances where I have to use checks, and I get very frustrated because you're paying for your checks. And if you're not paying for your checks, then get on you. But like, I have to pay for my checks. And I know people are like, why are you giving advice if you're paying for checks? So I just do, okay? I can, like, as I'm talking, I can almost hear like the keyboard warriors, like, avocados. And I'm like, I'll just throw out the whole like thing. I don't care. If you guys don't like my stuff, then just like go away. It's not a big deal. So I'm gonna make a note on the net sales right here, the chunk, and I can hear like the baby shop guy and him being like, avocados, why do you rate that way? And it's like, I rate this way. And then the taxes, because my handwriting, you guys will see, or you probably have seen already, but my handwriting is kind of cursive-y and not cursive-y at the same time. That's what I do. I'm unique. Okay. And since I'm on screen, it shouldn't be like doing stuff like that. But that's what I do. I like chew on pens and stuff. And then, so now that we have those numbers, what we're going to do is we are going to go into Department of Revenue for the state of Mississippi. Already have my login credentials auto-saved on there. And then it has their company name, and then it has like the last four of their EIN, it has their business name, it has summary, action center. For some reason I have 3 little action things that need to happen. Settings, more actions, welcome, person's name. You last logged in on Friday, May 26th, because I was late. I was very late. We had a lot of stuff going on. And I did it at 10:54 in the morning, which is unusual because normally it's like odd hours like this. It has managed profile, has the sales tax on here, it has the withholding tax on here. because the state of Mississippi is kind of weird with their stuff and not keeping it updated. State of Mississippi, don't get grumpy with me. I'm not a Mississippian. I mean, I am, but I'm not residentially right now. But the thing that I didn't like is that they would just like attach weird little fees here and there, even though I was doing it online, because I was actually having to write all this stuff out. And then at some point they switched over to this online thing, which was optional, and I guess it's not optional anymore. Whatever. So for the sales tax specifically, I'm going to have to go through the emails for the business really quick, because the MCAT, she said that she was going to be making notations for me. So this is my first month of like doing it with the sales exam stuff, because normally I would just go in, I'd ping my stuff, and oh, it's not going to be in this one, as I also have access to the shop email. So I have to get into one of my business emails and then see what she has sent me as identifiers, because we get to do this whole process together for the first time. Mainly because I feel guilty because I didn't give you guys very many videos today. Like we did the heart monitor thing and the kitty poop samples, because I went over to the neighbor's house and I helped them with stuff. I gave them the card. I mailed off the Mother's Day cards that were like super duper late. Charlie was like adorable. We did the mail thing. I helped him like push it in. And so he did like his little cute cat things, and then he gave the neighbor cat her card, and she was all like, yay, thank you, you didn't have to. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but still, like, we did. Oh wow, I'm going to run out of time. I only have 20 minutes left on this phone because I haven't backed up the stuff to go into the SD card thing. Yay, I have BGE. BGE's like, hey, your bill's ready. Ugh. And then like Johns Hopkins stuff, and then emails to myself. And like husband cat had to use my phone earlier because I was like, hey, I need some help with this and this and this. He's like, why do you have so many pop-ups? I'm like, because they're visual reminders. Leave my phone alone. Domain as per text. I don't know what that is. MCAT. What are you talking about here? Chickadee. Oh, I bet it's like that paper. People are always trying to convince us to buy the marketing services. Like domainnetworks.com is trying to sell us the domain name. But I use Vistaprint, and like, you know, get grumpy with me. I don't know. It works. It's like $25 a month. It's worth it to me. I do my business stuff through them. I've been using them for a long time. They have really good quality control. They really, really do. So like if you're grumpy with them about a product, they'll send you another product out. And they have like really awesome people that help with like customer issues and stuff. And it's like sometimes you just have to pay a little bit whenever you're looking at stuff because you want to make sure this stuff is good. Okay, what? Okay, QuickBooks. And I use QuickBooks for their payroll because I also do payroll. I thought she had something on here for differentiating these. There we go. Tax exemption. Okay, what did you send me? Alright, so we have identifiers on the vehicle. We have identifiers on... I need their... This might be a pretty short thing because I have their telephone number. I do not have their Okay, so she did attach it all together. So wait. Okay, they're on Highway 49. Alright, so I have their retail sales tax permit, which is legible-ish. So this just like complicates stuff. I don't need their licensed dealer permit though. I appreciate that being in there, but I don't need that. And for a $50 transaction, like this is way more work than it should be. And look, you guys are gonna run out of time because of 20 minutes and 39 seconds on this phone. So I will probably, once I time out, pause, and then this will be a 2-part video. And if you guys get frustrated with this stuff, like I'm just recording myself rambling because this is what would be going on in my head because like I have an inner narrative that just never is quiet ever. So this is what I would be doing regardless if you guys were here or not. And if it bothers you that you're trying to find someone to watch and like that they just ramble. Oh no, there's another one. Tax exempt customer. Boo. Okay, so this one is 900. Same consumer, or same customer though. So you guys are gonna run out in a second. So I'll restart you guys. Oh, there's a third one. Good grief, these people like working here. 842.